Buckets. That's the name of my boat. Buckets.
Buckets. What we get.
Not the only transfer we got from Florida. Keith Stone, too. Remember that.
Everybody who watches his show on a regular basis knows my love of the stretch four.
You know, we all make mistakes. He might have made one going to
It's
Tallahassee.
mercy if y'all don't know. Dribble to the left, cross over to the right. Hurricane to the game, many buckets for the night. Matt with the pick and roll, Melissa with the give and go. This Shelly-U, hoodie girl dunking in the hole. Check the scoreboard, this what we fall for. Peep the gameplay, they want an encore. Yeah, overtime for another round. It's buckets out the buckets, baby. You out of time. It's buckets. What it is, homie, it's buckets. Woo! We get buckets. Yeah, baby, buckets.
I have no shame.
I know. That's the problem.
You guys are awesome.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Buckets. I'm Matt, he's Vish, she's Melissa. How we doing, guys? Melissa, how we doing tonight? I just noticed you can see my crutch in the side. I just noticed that right now.
That's all right, man. You're playing hurt. So, you know, it's good that
I think the more pertinent question is, how's Vish doing?
Yeah, Vish, how you doing?
4+ hours sitting on concrete to watch the baseball team lose is not great. Not great.
And then a gastrointestinal emergency.
Yeah, I fired the Mark leg shake way too early. I was planning on being out of there by like 9. As the game dragged on, I'm like, this is gonna be a problem, you know.
I know you said the name of it, but what was the shake that you got?
The Rag Arm, which is a strawberry. The base is strawberry shake, and then it's got fudge in it.
It's like one of the OG classics.
Yeah, it was one of the classics. And actually, I thought about it. I was like, the strawberry would probably be a little bit. Look, this is not the first time I've completed the Mark leg shake to toilet circle here. So I thought, the strawberry will be a little bit gentler. So I'll go with that. But then I was not planning on being out there for like 4.5 hours. So it would have been fine had the game just ended after 9 innings. But the extra
Matt,
3 innings, not good. How is the ankle?
I went to the office today, and man, I had my foot up, but I guess I don't know, but my foot got a little bit more swollen today. And I mean, it's been like I'm not in a lot of pain, but I took off the what do you call it yesterday?
The splint.
Yeah, after I took like a shower and stuff, because it was like, I mean, TMI, but like I wanted to wash my foot because it smelled, because I hadn't done anything with it in a while, and so I took a picture of it, and it was like, it's like super bruised, obviously.
I'll tell you, when I destroyed my ankle in high school, like a few days after the fact, even though I was elevating and stuff, although I probably wasn't doing it as much as you were, like I had to go to school, and so it was just, I was sitting in class, but like my toes turned like black and blue because all of the injury, the blood vessels and everything rushes down. So I'm not surprised you said it was like discolored and swollen.
Yeah. So we've been better, but it's okay.
So what is the next, like, is it just wait for it to heal, or do you have to like do anything else?
No, I'm going to the ortho. I have an ortho appointment tomorrow.
Okay.
Are you gonna get a cast?
I'm not sure. So I'm not sure what he's gonna do, if it'll be like, what is it, a walking cast or walking boot or whatever?
It depends. They got to look at the x-rays and see if it should be non-weight bearing. I'm not an orthopedic, so.
Yeah. So we'll see. But
We might
It's
have to
tomorrow.
do a quick update on Bucket's Twitter. Matt will have to give us an update on what happens.
Well, as Matt heads to our nation's
Matt's
capital,
status moving forward for the show.
Well, no, I mean, you're still planning on coming out to DC and watching us
Watch us lose on a Tuesday.
watch us lose on a Tuesday, which I distinctly remember on one of these shows. I pulled up the schedule and I was like, well, there's nowhere we're playing on Tuesday. We are now guaranteed to be playing on Tuesday.
Well, it might not. We might have done that on the show, but then remember after one of the shows, backstage, we were talking about it.
It is, yeah. It's definitely the Canes will not be getting a bye, even if they win out, and they're 3 games out of the 9 spot, which is what you need to get
From the 1 seed to the basement.
Yeah. Hopefully, we don't play Louisville, man. I'll tell you that.
Actually, I don't think we're going to be able to because we're not going to be able to win enough games.
Yeah.
It's going to be almost impossible to even get to 10th. So we're looking 11 as probably the best spot. Right now, we're 13th. We're behind Notre Dame in the standings. If you have not looked lately,
Yeah.
We beat Notre Dame twice. We beat Virginia Tech twice, and then we beat Clemson and Pitt, and that is it.
Notre Dame's won some games. They just beat Wake and they beat Louisville by like 20 something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're 6-11. We're 6-12. Now we do have the tiebreaker because we swept them, so that could come into play. Who gets to wear the white jerseys in that 12-13 game?
Can we address some dumbassery that's been going on?
which dumbassery? There's
I mean, you got to
always
be
a lot.
way more specific.
The dumbassery of our so-called fan base calling for Coach L's job.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Vish doesn't even have anything to say about it.
I mean, I ranted about it last time. Shout out to Kane Cats Heat. Were you out there, man?
Awesome.
I'm assuming. Oh, he was talking about the North Carolina game, which he went to. Which
even with a loss was probably the most effort we've seen out of the team all season.
Well, in a while. I mean, we have again, like Pitt and Clemson are actually good teams that we beat. Like we've fallen off a cliff.
Yeah,
the 7-game losing streak has been. There was a time where when we would beat teams, it has happened before. No, like we beat Clemson by double digits.
I don't know how we beat Virginia Tech twice. I honestly don't know.
It's because again, like we hit a low point here where the wheels came off the bus. We're not as competitive. We played a lot, even some of the losses, right? Like the like Wake Forest, we played without Woga, lost after we had the buzzer beater rim out. Syracuse, we played without Norchad, lost on a buzzer beater. If we played Syracuse right now without Norchad, we'd lose by 20. It is what it is. The season is unraveled.
Even Matt's getting injured, and he's not even part of the team.
He's solidarity injury, man. You gotta respect the commitment.
Repping the ankle injury that everybody else has had.
I think his is actually worse than the ones that these bitches aren't playing.
Matt has an actual fracture.
Yeah, that's his season ending if he was on the team.
Matt, do you miss your setup?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been to the basement in like 5 days, man.
You're gonna need one of those like, what are they? The things that the invalid old people use, where it's like you sit on it.
The
little chair things.
The chair thing that goes up.
What are those called?
It's like a chair lift.
A chair lift.
I don't know. Monica was joking around that I need Life Alert now.
Well, good thing is DC is very easy to get around with if you don't walk.
Yeah, it's called your wife pushing you around in a wheelchair.
I'll just give you my car and just drive everywhere. But anyway,
I'm gonna make a gif of the face that Vish just made like 30 seconds ago.
Timestamp.
I make the gifs around here. But anyway,
all right, I'm gonna send it to you to make one.
I guess let's talk about that. Kate's got he brought it up, the North Carolina game just a couple of days ago. I would say just my perspective. I'm obviously throw it out there for you guys to comment on. A lot more competitive than I expected. I thought we were going to get killed, and actually, we only lost because RJ Davis went
We
nuts.
couldn't get
scored
enough. We
40.
couldn't get a rebound off a free throw.
Well, I mean, it was
Not to mention the lopsided officiating.
I mean, there was some challenges with the officiating. I mean, at the end of the day, we lost because RJ Davis couldn't miss a shot.
Yeah.
Some of it was bad defense, but 42 points.
I mean, some of those shots that he was making.
Yeah, no, some of them were ridiculous. I mean, it's just
ridiculous.
Canes Cat's Heat wants to know what's your on the record thoughts on the situation on the player that which player that didn't play. There was 2 players that didn't play.
Well, I think we're probably talking about the one that finished out the previous game and didn't have a new injury and somehow couldn't play on Monday. My thoughts are, I think a lot of players have not played through stuff they probably should have been able to this year. This isn't the only case of that. And we can, unpack reasons why that is, but I think it's probably illustrative of some of why this has gone wrong. This team just doesn't have the toughness that we've had the last few years. Because you're not gonna get through a season without adversity, and basically this team took a punch in the face and folded. This is what we were talking about a few minutes ago, right? Like we've lost 7 games in a row, and it's not because we can't beat people. It's just we've stopped, we go large stretches without competing in games, and it's all kind of snowballed. And it, like Melissa said, North Carolina was one of our better performances, but even then you're down 2 starters. RJ Davis is playing the game of his life, and we also can't catch a break on that. So it's just, everything's kind of gone wrong. And I do wonder if we were more competitive and won more games, if we'd see more of these players play through some of what I think at this point it's kind of like. I mean, this is an interesting one, right? Because beating, as much as it would have been great to beat North Carolina, it's not going to do anything for us. We all know that the only way you're going to
make the
not have the
season,
win the ACC tournament. So if you're looking at it,
we're not winning 5 games in a row. We can't even win 3
right,
in a row.
Right. We're not going to do it, but that's literally the only thing to target. If you're okay, so we can all obviously say there's no way we're winning 5 games in a row in DC. So that's not happening, right? But if you're the coach and you're prepping the team, if you're running the program, look, that's what the target has to be, right? How do I prepare us?
You have to have a goal still.
Right. How do I prepare us best to do that, even though we know it's probably not happening? Now, had we had a bye in play, the way to do that, the best way to do that is to turn the 5 games into the 4 games, right? Get the bye, and then you don't have to win 4 games. That's off the table going into the North Carolina game. There's a big gap from where we are to the 9 seed. We couldn't make that ground up. You have 9 days off after that game. You're on a 1 day off in between Saturday's game and Monday's game. I kind of get it. Like, hey, why might their own guys out there to maybe injure themselves worse? Let them rest. It gives them it gives them 11 days off now. And see, I don't know, show up against Boston College a week from today and, see if you can find something to get some momentum going into the
FSU game to end the season.
Well, the FSU, I mean, I would say those are both basically scrimmages for us to try and prep for
the tournament.
Yeah, which starts on Tuesday for us. So it's a quicker turnaround as well from Saturday to Tuesday.
So pretty much 3 games left in the season, maybe 4 if we can somehow pull out a win on Tuesday. I don't know about you guys. I don't expect us to go much further after that.
To me, it depends. If we actually, I don't know how you actually mentally reset. If we have our full team, we will be significantly better than whoever the hell we're playing on Tuesday. And you win
depending on what
that,
attitude the players show up with.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how you mentally reset that, and obviously, I think this 9 days off will certainly help from a health standpoint. Everyone should be as healthy as they've been in months when we show up against Boston College next week. So that should help. Hopefully, we win at least one of these two games to get so you're not carrying a 9-game losing streak into the tournament. And then, I mean, if we're mentally locked in, frankly, the first game should be easy, right? I mean, theoretically, these are all teams we're significantly better than. Now, the second game is where it gets more challenging, but you're still not playing the top 4 seeds until the third game. So we could win a couple of games, but we're gonna win 5 in a row. Fuck no. I mean, but I could see us getting
we wouldn't be able to stay healthy enough to win 5 in a row.
I could see us getting to
over
Thursday.
Under odds on players getting hurt on that Tuesday. Well, I'll set it at 1.5. I mean,
I'll go under. I think they'll play.
No, I'm saying getting injured in game.
No, I know. I think they'll play through it. I think if we were competing with North Carolina, let's say we were on the bubble and we knew, hey, if we win that, we're going to get in. Or if maybe it was what if we were really good? It's like, oh, this is for first place. I think you would have seen a different. I think several players would have tried to play through whatever is bothering them that ended up not doing so. So in the tournament, those are the stakes. But I could definitely see us winning a couple of games and giving someone a game on Thursday and then losing. We're still, I mean, there's been instances of, not finishing games, but other than Virginia and Duke, we've been competitive in these conference games. I mean, it's losing in overtime, losing at the buzzer. The North Carolina State game came down to the last 30 seconds. Both the Clemson and the Boston College game, we were up with a few minutes left and that imploded. I mean, it's been a weird season. Both North Carolina games, as Melissa pointed out, when we were shooting free throws down 3 with 6 seconds left, we're doing the exact same thing again. So we literally we had the same game twice, essentially.
I will say we do know how to miss on purpose very well. Both times in those games, it was a good miss where it rolled off the rim and gave us a chance to get the rebound. We actually are able to do that play quite well. And I think it was 2 different people at the line. Because I think the first time it was Wooga, the second time it was Bensley.
Yeah, it was Bensley against UNC. So, I mean, we've had all these games where we've been competitive and just haven't been able to.
Kane's Cat's Heat's got a lot to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was there. Honestly, this is a valid question. I mean, who the F knows what Coach L is going to decide to do at this point? It honestly feels like maybe this will work. I don't even think Watson played poorly, and they just threw Jakai in there because why the hell not? So, I mean, when we're actually healthy, or if we have all 6 of our starters available, I don't think any of these guys play a lot. It'll probably be Nwoko getting Norchad a couple of minutes, and I think the other.
Can we discuss how Vish in our group text in the first half was like, how the F does Nwoko have 3 fouls already, and he only played 5 minutes?
I mean, this is the second time we've seen this, right? Baycott's 25 years old, and Nwoko does not know how to guard him. And this happened in the game in Miami, too, where
Baycott patted his stats against him.
Well, not a pat. I mean, it's patting your stats with the first half, and you're just dominating the opponent. I think that's stat padding. We're just. I mean, one of the fouls, Nwoko wasn't even facing the right direction on. I mean, it was he
doesn't understand post positioning. That's what it is. I mean,
exactly.
When Coach L has to talk about, he has to show him where to be on the floor and whatnot. He's. I mean, at the end of the day, we talked about this a few times, he's playing out of necessity this year, but he's the kind of guy that shouldn't have even been playing this season, right?
Well, I do, yeah, and I do wonder, okay, so let's talk a little bit about tournament, because that's kind of the next target, and then we'll talk about the women a little bit, do our Mount Rushmore, and get Melissa out of here by midnight. But I do wonder if we're going to see, because we had success at the end of the Georgia Tech game going small, not having
Yeah, the
Norchad
5-guard
in.
lineup.
Well, yeah. Well, no, we only have one guard in Chicago. Don't forget. But I do wonder if we see a little bit. Look, we have 2 games to. We have 9 days now, 7 days left to rest up, watch a lot of film, install shit, mess with some of like our plays and all that. Like you almost get it's like a mini training camp. I do wonder if we see a little bit more of that because that does. I mean, in that game again, Nigel wasn't playing, so it was Watson that was actually out there. But there is a case to be made depending on the opponent. Obviously, like if it's North Carolina, you're not going to put like one of your guards on Baycott. That's just going to be layup drills, right? But on some of the teams that maybe don't have a great center or someone that can exploit that, maybe you do, because you can run out 5 starting players that are guards or smalls, right? And have Norchad rest that way and not put Nwoko on the court or Casey or Watson or Jakai or Jobé. Like you can.
But you got to have all 6 of those players available, which we haven't had.
I would be shocked if they're not available for the tournament. No one's got a injury that will keep them out. So I think they'll all be playing. I do wonder if we see more of that. Just again, put the most talented players available on the court versus just trying to do positions that. As Matt said, Nwoko really shouldn't be playing. But he's better.
Jobé.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah. And yet they're both way better than putting AJ Casey in. So this is where we arrived. I do think Watson. Watson's functional. He plays good defense. He attacks the rebounds. So I think he's someone who can buy minutes with. I think you can probably buy some minutes with Jakai. They both have to rein it in though. Like they should never be shooting. Like I think they should to come in there, play defense, hustle. Don't be afraid. The other thing is like, don't be afraid to foul people. Like get physical. Like that's what, like you see again. This is part of what we've been talking about a lot with us not defining roles correctly. Like one of the reasons you want to bring these backups in is okay, they can fuck people up. I mean, we don't want them getting 3 fouls in 2 minutes like Nwoko did. That's a bit extreme, but they shouldn't be afraid to like get physical, commit fouls. Mess with the other team starters a little bit because they're not going to play that much. I think Watson could do that. I mean, at this point, I'm not sure what AJ Casey. He's almost like he's regressed because he was doing much better at the beginning of the year and even into ACC play when Coach L said he's one of the key people off the bench to this point now, where he seems to not really be doing anything particularly well at this point.
Yeah, just give me the 6 and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I do think it is going to be a very. I mean, well, this is the thing, right? So, your Coach L. They will close this topic up here. I'm gonna make both of you talk since I feel like I've been talking the whole show. Your Coach L. How much do I get? Like you got to win the game in front of you, but you have to win 5 games in a row. You cannot play 5 games in 5 days. You cannot play. All these guys 40 minutes or all like 38 minutes in every you gotta. I mean, how much do you manage? Again, look, you want them as fresh as possible.
Well, you have to also win the game, so you're going to manage their minutes, and then you're going to lose, and then it was all for naught. So it's up to those 6 guys to get shit done and give a good enough lead where the other guys can come in the second half and spell them for periods of time. But if you're going into the second half against like a Notre Dame, a team we should be easily beating, in theory, if you go in the second half and it's still like a 5-point game or God forbid you're down, then you're playing these guys 35 to 40 minutes. But this is what it's been like the whole season is there's been games against teams that we should be better than, and we're not doing our job. And so our main guys are having to play more, and then they're getting injured, or we're just not taking them out soon enough, or they get injured and they come back in against Stonehill, and then
That's still one of the weirdest. Wilkins' injury getting significantly worse because we had to bring him in the second half in Stonehill's, a head scratcher.
I think it's going to be interesting going into these last. What we have Florida State and
We
who's
have
the-
BC.
Boston College,
BC is
that's what it is.
BC is a week from today, and Florida State is a week from
and then
Saturday.
Florida State, and then
And
Tuesday
then tournament. Yeah,
and then
Tuesday.
DC. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because, like, theoretically, this will probably be the healthiest we've been in.
Months.
I mean, I can't pinpoint an exact. Yeah,
Probably
in
the
months.
Bahamar
But-
tournament.
Yeah, but basketball is such like a confidence and like chemistry driven sport that, like, it's just going to be interesting to see how they come out, right, and how they play together.
I'm not sure how to manage this, to be honest. It's an impossible task to win 5 games in 5 days, but I would wonder if maybe, against BC, you almost use that as tournament prep. It's the caliber team you're likely to face in the first round. We should have everyone back healthy, play that one like it's the tournament, and then kind of rest some people against FSU, given you only have 2 days off before the tournament starts. And if you lose it, you lose it. And, rotate heavy in that game, keep people as fresh as possible, and set up for Tuesday with, as much energy as you can have. Because I don't know that I would want to play like any of the starters, the 6 guys, like 35, 36, 37 minutes against FSU, knowing that you then are immediately, you're going to basically, after that game, fly back to Miami, pack your shit up and fly to DC, have probably a walkthrough on Monday, and then you're playing on Tuesday. Like that, I would start conserving basically after the BC game.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So-
We kind of haven't
So you're
really
thinking
figured out
Nigel,
Michelle's
Ni-
rotations. So
You think everyone comes back then for the BC game?
I would be shocked if they're not. If they're not, my assumption is they're just out for the year. If 9 days off is not enough to get you ready, how are you going to be ready in like 5 or 6 days? And also, if they can't play against BC or FSU, they shouldn't be playing in the tournament. Now, at that point, what are you putting someone rusty that hasn't played that's not healthy? But I would expect, I think everyone will be back for BC. Because so I'll just say this. As Canes Cats Heat said, Nigel actually kind of went through shoot around, was working with the trainers.
well, we didn't do anything.
So 9 days from that, he should be fine. And frankly, I don't think Wooga's that hurt. I think he'll be fine. So
Are we
Wooga
ready to
finished
talk
out.
about who's coming back next season? We've kind of discussed it already, but we're probably going to end up doing an entire show about that once the offseason hits.
Yeah, I mean, we're not that far, unfortunately.
Yeah. And also, it'll probably be a good topic to discuss when we do our OG show.
Yeah,
When we have some of
I still.
the
that's
OG
gonna,
chat people.
I mean, that's just going to be a free-for-all shit show. So I don't know if that's exactly the right show to have meaningful discussion. But
It's probably
We're
going to
gonna-
end up being like a 2-hour
we're
show.
gonna have like 7 or 8 people in the stream, or it's gonna be nuts. So
It's going to be 7. I already sent you the list of 4 people.
Yeah. Well,
Canes
again,
today,
we'll
what's
talk. We'll talk off season in the off season.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's do quick thing on the women's and do our Mount Rushmore and get going because you were late. So
blame the fucking baseball team.
and the milkshake stand.
No, it was really the baseball team. I was there an extra hour and a half.
Anyway,
we're gonna go live at 10. I
women-
would have easily made it.
The women play. I'm having a brain fart. We play Pitt
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
And Georgia Tech on Sunday. Both games at home.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the women do need to win at least one. Well, so right now they're projected as a 9 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, getting sent to South Carolina. Last week they actually toggled it to somewhere else. Either way, it's
The women pretty much need to win as many games as possible to try to get themselves out of the 8-9 game.
I don't know
so
that's
including-
possible.
Well, but win these last 2 games at home and then try to make a run in the ACC tournament. Maybe pick up a big win against. I mean, there's so many ranked teams in the ACC, but it's just
Well,
that this would be our 3rd year in a row playing in the 8-9 game.
I just don't know that's possible to get out of that spot because if you look at the
It's because they have to
ACC
balance out the amount of ACC teams,
exactly,
and there's
exactly.
it's half the league.
Yeah, and we're currently 9th place in the ACC. North Carolina's in 8th place. They're 2.5 games ahead of us in the standings. It's hard to justify just because of a tournament run, and they'll finish in front of us. We can't get to 8th, so it's hard to justify just based off a tournament run leaping us over teams that beat us in the regular season as well. So
if you don't, if you can't say it's hard, you just got to do it and see what happens. So win as many games as you can.
No, I'm not talking. I'm just talking about from a committee standpoint. I don't think it's...
but you know what? Screw the committee. Everyone's just freaking projecting whatever. Just keep winning games and make it hard on the committee.
I don't think it's going to be hard on the committee. Is just what I'm getting at. I think we need to win games to make sure we're in the tournament, and we'll go from there. Because I think when you finish multiple games behind a team in the same conference and they beat you, just going on a run in a tournament's not going to wipe all that. And as you said, the problem is the crowding of the teams, right? There's so many. The ACC does not have a team that's projected to be a 1 seed, which means 8-9 is ripe to shove an ACC. In fact, the last projection I saw, FSU was also an 8 because there's no 1 seed out of the ACC. There's a lot of 2s and 3s. Which means you can't be 7, 10, 6, 11. Those all get taken by non-ACC teams because the 2s and 3s are ACC teams, and it just forces a lot of the ACC teams into the 8.
It's a clusterfuck, and assuming we end up as an 8 or a 9, it's the 3rd year. 2 years ago, we had to play South Carolina. Last year, we played Indiana. I mean, we beat Indiana, but I mean,
I will say I have seen projections if we end up as a 7 or a 10, with 2 seeds hosting both USC and UCLA. So I might be showing up at Matt's.
Matt, careful with your faces.
So we might be out in California. Thanks for the dono there, MF Doom. Appreciate the love there. But yeah, so the women do need to. So it is, even though the women are in 9th place and they look solid, and Pitt, who they play tomorrow, is in last place in the ACC, is pretty terrible. So they should win that. And if they win that and Virginia loses another game, they'll lock in that 9 seed. Which same with the men, that gets you a bye, which is big. So they definitely need to at least win one of the. They need to. Hope they should be able to win both these games. They're both at home against teams that they're better than, but. Winning tomorrow.
We've beaten Georgia Tech already.
On the road. It was a 2-point game, though. They're not terrible. Pitt is. Pitt should be a comfortable win. And that should probably be enough to lock up the 9 seed, which, of course, big because you get the bye.
Yeah.
So get some new watchers
names.
here. Yeah.
New names. Late night buckets attracts a crowd.
Oh, look at this! Look at this, Kylo Ren. He's after you two.
Yeah.
With the Sean Taylor thumbnail.
Yeah, so the women do. If you're around campus, they do have 2 home games this week. Thursday and Sunday is senior day. Jada will be the only.
No, there's a second.
Oh right. Oh God, I should look her name up.
I don't know her name.
It's not my fault.
The girl that was added to the team halfway through the season.
All of a sudden, wait, who was that other person warming up?
Who's the other white girl that's not Allie?
All right, you went there. I don't know why, but
it's true. What time is the women's game on Sunday?
It's at 2.
It's at 2. Kane's Cat.
Sophia Zulich.
There you go.
No, it's at 2. Yes, it's during the Florida game.
They're going at the same time.
Yep.
Listen, unfortunately, the women's team does not draw a crowd. No one's. I would choose to go to the women's game over the baseball game, but unfortunately, not a lot of people are like that. Although, the women's game is at least indoors on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, no, I'll go to the baseball for a bit, and then I'm heading over to the women's. Obviously,
You
it's
have to
senior
because you got
day.
to cover the. I have to go to
Well,
work.
it's also it's senior day. I'm not going to miss that. But the reason it's at 2 is it's actually on real TV, so it's not on ACC Network X. It's on the actual ACC network, so they dictate the time.
Oh, so is it not going to be on the ESPN app?
No, it'll be on because ESPN owns ACC
Okay.
Network. So
Just gotta
it'll
make
be
sure
on-
because then I gotta DVR the game.
No, it'll be on the ESPN app, but it's on actual TV, so that's when you lose your scheduling flexibility. But big win on Sunday for the women. We haven't actually talked about that, Melissa.
Oh,
Needed that win.
that was only on Sunday. I feel like that was
only on
forever
Sunday.
ago.
That was
Listen,
2 days ago.
not yesterday. Monday, was it Monday night? When was the UNC game? Monday?
Mhm.
Monday was a very stressful basketball night because there's like it went from Miami UNC to I turned on the Heat game and we had like 5 people out and then we built like a 20-point lead and then like gave it back and I was up till 1 a.m. watching basketball. And then the day before that, the women played and I live tweeted that entire game.
Yes, as I was trying to stream it on a laptop from the light.
Yeah, Vish was at the light covering baseball. I watched the women's game, and then we were at the basketball game the night before, and then went to the baseball game after for half of it, and then the night before that we were at the baseball game.
It's been a lot of.
There was a lot of sports this weekend.
Yeah,
but no, the women's game was tight.
Yeah, it was a big win.
Huge win.
They need that win. Lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And yeah, winning at Clemson is not easy. It was a big win.
Also, shout out to Kyler Oldacre. I tweeted it off on Buckets, I think, or I don't know. I think it was on Buckets. They did an article about her, kind of about everything she like health wise that she's had to go through in order to be playing basketball this season. Can we put it in the chat? No, I should have asked you to pull up the link before.
Oh, I can put it in the chat. Let me grab it.
Between like a knee injury last year and then she had like these benign tumors that had to be removed from her abdomen and like getting back into basketball shape, after coming out of high school and being an All-American and all this stuff, she's bounced back and I think is playing her best basketball right now as long as she doesn't dribble the ball. There you go. Website, the article's in the chat. Really good read. And I knew, obviously, we all knew about the knee injury, but I didn't know that other stuff. So,
yeah, and for those that remember Carla Aryevich from last year, apparently she was good friends with Kyla and helped her kind of through that. Which was actually I noticed that because I went to senior day last year and
Kyla walked her out.
Well, Kyla, they have like the players' families and whatever on the court already, like holding up a jersey in a frame, and then the player comes out, and it was Kyla. Mm-hmm. So I was like, that's so weird that a freshman is standing out there for like a random Croatian senior. But now the blanks are filled in.
Yeah.
Also, you mentioned stressful Heat games. After what I experienced last night, I think you can all shut up. That was if you did not see how the Mavericks lost to the Cavs.
Max Strus.
Yeah, that
Max
was
Strus
not
5 for 5. Like just back to back threes and then the half quarters.
Yes, that's so like as sympathetic as I am to you watching your team win, but having to stay up till 1 a.m. I'm just not feeling like you had to deal with what I did. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I love. Did you see the video of PJ Washington making that layup or whatever?
Yeah,
and
I've seen every angle.
And he like flexed.
Yeah, and then he runs back and he's like, "What?"
Yeah. I mean, I have to admit it's pretty funny because Max Strus is a product of the Heat G League, a diamond in the rough Miami Heat's development program, producing another diamond in the rough.
The Strus
was loose. The Strus was loose in the fourth quarter.
I failed to see the humor in it. That's a way to lose a game. I'm surprised the Canes haven't done that to me yet.
Meanwhile, the Heat were so injured two nights ago that we literally just signed DeLon Wright off of waivers and he had to start for us because we had so many people out. and then we still won. And then we beat Portland last night, which was nice because you know what? F Joe Cronin. All right, quick Mount Rushmore.
Might be playing Matt's boys in a play-in game.
Did you all see my quote?
Did see it. Some were extra small.
Yep.
Good luck with that. You've been on that train for a while, and it's very little traction.
This is why I advertise for Caneswear, because honestly, they usually have the best selection of extra smalls.
Oh, before we do,
but before, even though I am advertising for Caneswear,
even though you just brought up Caneswear, hit it, Melissa.
I was gonna bring up our friends that don't get.
Listen, I will rep all of the Cane stores. All right. Vish and Jazz did a baseball show from the new team store, but we were at all Canes before one of the baseball games, and we were talking to some people there, and they're doing like a little tailgate thing on Friday before the baseball game because Miami's playing Florida this weekend. Check Bucket's Twitter. I did tweet some stuff about it, but from 5 to 7, they have free drinks and hot dogs, and if you're an employee or like a faculty member at UM, it's 20% off. So. And they've got a lot of new baseball gear. So if you're heading out to the light on Friday night, stop by All Canes between 5 and 7, and you can get a free hot dog and a drink.
I still want that baseball hoodie with the cutoff sleeves.
So
I think it's nice.
Yep. I think that's what Vish was gonna say, but I beat him to it.
That is what I was gonna say. While you were free advertising for
Caneswear, but. We'll free advertise for all of them.
For UF, I thought tickets were 30.
We walked into All Canes on Friday night, and the lady behind the counter was like, "Hey, buckets!" So they obviously watch some part or listen to some part of our show regularly. So shout out to All Canes.
Shout out.
Yes, we are equal opportunity random advertising with no actual pay coming in.
All right, a quick Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore, yes.
So tonight's Mount Rushmore. Man, I can't wait till the offseason until we get back to NBA Grid because it's less thinking for me. Matt wanted to do a Mount Rushmore of potato chips.
I thought this was someone else's idea.
Matt. Cheez-Its are not chips.
I'm putting Cheez-Its on mine.
No, Cheez-Its aren't chips. You know, Matt, I'm usually on your side, but
if Vish gets Pinewood Deli, I get Cheez-Its.
What the hell is Pinewood Deli again? Like
the place you were talking about, Pinewood.
He's talking about the
deli.
You're talking about Pinecrest Bakery?
What?
You're talking about Pinecrest Bakery?
Yeah, Pine Fresh Bakery.
I know you're doing it on purpose. But our Miami-based audience actually they're open 24 hours. We should go.
Oh,
we should go right now, Melissa.
I only 420. Man, listen, the bleachers at Mark Light, they need to get better seats.
What bleachers?
The concrete slabs.
There are no bleachers. My ass is going to be asleep for a month. I need to bring
like a couch cushion.
I should have brought one after this week, and my ass was already hurting before I sat down for 4.5 hours straight.
I know they never will, but still. All right.
Pinecrest Bakery, hold on, because I want to address this controversy. Pinecrest Bakery, at first, everyone like, no. I'm like, all right, that's fine. But once Cinnabon and you all agreed, it's the same thing.
I changed Cinnabon to halal guys.
Yeah, you changed it, but not because Cinnabon wasn't allowed. Once you guys said
Cinnabon's more fast food than the bakery. I'm just saying.
No, it's not. You go up there.
We let you keep it.
He's still complaining about
Pinewood Deli.
Look, man.
Listen, we got 12 minutes to do Mount Rushmore because I'm literally going to exit at midnight.
There's a Pinecrest Bakery on 67th and US 1. You should go. All right. Mount Rushmore of chips. Cheez-Its is not a chip. Go, Matt.
No, Vish, you start. You never start.
Okay, go, Vish.
I mean, all right. So we got to do flavors here. So I'll go nacho cheese Doritos.
I'll one up Vish. I'm gonna go spicy nacho Doritos.
The sweet chili ones?
No, just spicy nacho.
Oh, the sweet
chili.
All
right, then I'll go Cool Ranch.
Jesus Christ, what are we doing?
All right, I'll go another step for. No, I'm just kidding. That's also very.
We all went Dorito.
Well, I just did it because you guys did.
All right.
Parrish, we aren't hating on Cheez-Its. We're just saying that this is a Mount Rushmore of our favorite chips, and Cheez-Its is a cracker, not a chip.
We
If
are
we do
going
our
to do
favorite crackers, then
I think we
Cheez-Its
are
will
going
be
to do.
included.
I mean, this is an option. These are options. Yes, these.
You need to be more specific though with the Doritos and the Cheetos
Yeah.
because there's different kinds.
Well, I'll go Cheetos
Specificity.
Puffs.
Oh, you're going puffs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. The dirty chips, and the specific flavor. I'm gonna go Maui onion. No, wait, Funky Fusion. That's my favorite.
I gotta see if they have those.
I'm going
You
puffs.
sent me a
for
picture
myself.
of them, Melissa.
You're
Or
going
Vish.
Puffs?
I'm going puffs.
No. I won't say they have that flavor. I didn't check all the flavors if they have it there.
Oh,
Vish
okay.
knows puffs. Vish knows puffs is one of my favorite. The Cheetos.
Yeah,
puffs.
the blue bag is the Cool Ranch.
Yeah.
I'm going classic crunchy Cheetos as well. I'm doing a lot of Cheetos here.
okay. I'm gonna
I'm
go.
gonna go. Oh, you want to go second? Go ahead.
He's
I
been
thought I
going
was going
second.
second. Did we?
Well, I kind of
wait,
went
did we-
second the first round, and then.
No,
Oh,
you
my
didn't.
bad.
Oh, I didn't. I don't know.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No,
You did
no, you
not.
didn't.
Because
We're
you
going
didn't-
opposite directions, so I'm confused. We're usually going, and now, yeah. Anyway, go ahead. So you said what? The spicy nacho and the dirty some fusion something.
Dirty chips, Funky Fusion flavor.
Fusion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I don't know if you guys have ever had them. I don't know. They're like Takis, like the rolled chips from Trader Joe's.
Oh yeah, no, I've had.
Yeah, those.
Oh,
I
but they're
would
not
probably have-
Takis or something else. Or they are Takis.
They're not
They're like
called
the
Takis.
Trader Joe version
The
of
Trader
Takis.
Joe's brand ones.
Oh, okay.
Have you all ever had the sea salt Miss Vicky's chips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my third.
That's your
Ooh.
They
third.
sell them in the cafeteria at the hospital. I eat them all the time. Could you say munchies? Munchies isn't really a chip. It's a variety.
It's like a trail
Mun-
mix that you should
Munch,
make on your own.
it's Cheetos,
Well,
pretzels, the Sun chips, I think, and Doritos. It's three
Isn't there-
cheesy and the pretzels. Munchies,
Oh, yeah.
it's a combination of things. So I don't know that you could say munchies as a specific.
Maybe instead of crackers, we should do non chip snacks. And
We
then
could do that
include
next
things like
time, yeah.
munchies and Matt's homemade trail mix and all that stuff. So,
So Vish, you've gone
That's
nacho
some
cheese
racist
Doritos,
shit.
Cheetos Puffs, crunchy Cheetos, and what's your last?
I'm gonna go with Ruffles sour cream and onions. I like the ridges.
Matty
Those are
Icy.
nice.
Wow. This is just like, I'm getting out of here. Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna go with
Toxic
the
fart is here for the food.
Zapp's voodoo chips. They have like spicy ones too. I like those ones.
Question: if it has the
No.
word chip in the name, is it considered a chip?
Probably. What you obviously have something in mind, so
The pita chips.
yeah, those count.
What? You're gonna let her have pita chips, but I can't have.
It's
Cheez-Its.
literally called a pita chip.
Yeah, it's
No.
a chip.
It's a chip.
It's not pita bread. It's a chip. What are we
Yeah.
talking about?
I'm gonna go with the pita chip, the naked ones.
It is a chip. Well, first of all, it's in a bag. Like Cheez-Its are in a box, which already disqualifies them.
No, they're in a bag.
No,
You can get 'em
Cheez-Its.
Maybe the
bag.
little, maybe the
The original
singles-
Cheez-Its
yeah,
come in a
Cheez-Its-
box.
Yeah, they're in a box.
Yeah, chips they serve when you. Yeah.
Cheez-Its
Yeah.
are a cracker.
Cheez-Its are definitely a cracker, and
So I'm gonna go with a naked pita
Cheez-Its
chip.
are more of a chip than pita chips.
no, they're
No.
Even though
not.
they have the.
It's
yeah, they
literally
are.
called a chip.
100%.
How are pita chips not chips? I don't even understand the
Toxic.
argument.
You
So yeah,
just straight up
I'm
eat
going
the
with
pita
I'm
chips
going
by
with the naked
themselves?
pita chips.
Wait, what happened?
Do you
What'd you
straight
say,
up
Matt?
just eat the pita? Do you
Yeah.
eat the pita chips like by themselves?
Yeah,
All
you
the time.
can.
Oh damn! Really? Oh, bro.
Yeah,
What do you do with them? Dip them in hummus or something?
you can dip them in hummus. They're really
Dip
good in
them in
hummus
different
too.
things.
No, I know.
You don't eat pita chips at sandwich shops. I could definitely have a whole bag of pita chips with a sub. For
You
sure.
absolutely can get pita chips. Actually, if that's the standard, you can definitely like go to a sandwich shop and have them have like bags of pita chips there. with their other chips. You'll never see a box of Cheez-Its.
Yeah, you will.
You wouldn't.
Erish, you might not have
If there's
been.
pita chips, there's damn sure Cheez-Its.
Not,
Erish, I don't know if you
I totally
how many of our
disagree with that.
episodes you watch, but during the season we've been doing a Mount Rushmore or Mount Trashmore of something every single show since like maybe like a third into the season. How did this
Sure.
start? Was this the fast food thing? Is this how it started?
Matt asked it randomly in a show. I forget
Oh,
what
that's
the
right.
topic
Yeah.
Oh, we
was.
were like trying to get off topic. Yeah, whatever. But
What
yeah,
would you
now
like?
I asked what
so-
your Mount Rushmore of fast food items would be.
Yeah,
That's how it started.
and that's how
yeah.
it started. Yeah. So in season it's Mount Rushmore, Mount Trashmore. Off season we do NBA grid. But NBA grid is
Well-
basically Matt talking the whole time.
We'll also do Mount Rushmore and Mount Trashmore in the off season. I don't think this is going to die.
Yeah. We're also gonna do mine and Matt's basketball shorts collection. How about at Las Spadas?
What
if
about
a
Las
sandwich
Vegas?
shop does or doesn't sell a bag of chips, doesn't exclude it from being a chip.
I see, but the
Exactly.
key
So
phrase is
Cheez-Its are chips.
Cheez-Its are 100% not chips.
It's Cheez-Its are a cracker. Pita
Okay.
chips are literally called pita chips.
Experience the cheesy delight of Cheez-It baked snack crackers.
What'd you
That
guys
is
call
from
them?
They call it a cracker in the description.
Fake news. Yeah, and they call pita chips chips, and they're not.
Yes, they're totally chips.
they are
Well,
definitely chips.
We are gonna do a Mount Trashmore of our like most hated Duke players.
Yeah.
That
Philip
maybe we'll do
Filipowski,
that
I
next
think
show.
it's gonna
Maybe
make all
Saturday
of our
night?
lists.
Are we doing a Saturday night buckets?
I mean, I'm at baseball. The game's at 3 though, so I'll be back.
We'll see. It might have to be late. I may have dinner plans.
We can be late.
So look at this. It's
We can do it.
11:56. I'm actually almost
We
gonna get
can
out of
do-
here.
We
on
can
time.
do a trash more of Duke players, and obviously Filipowski's on my list. That fucking faking piece of shit.
All-time ACC most hated players. That could be a good one for our OG show.
Yeah.
We
We
have
can
to do a
all
Mount
throw in.
Rushmore or a Mount Trashmore when we have the OG show. Get the
But
nonsense.
we're definitely just doing Duke players to start with.
Yeah.
We might expand out to non-Duke players, but there's enough material on the Duke backlog.
I mean, my most hated ACC
Oh my
player
God.
is Tyler
Don't even
Hansbrough
get me
because
started.
he's the reason why I got kicked out of a basketball game.
His name has been brought up. I need to address this.
What, Boeheim?
Coach Boeheim is a douchebag.
We should do a Trashmore of coaches that we hate.
I mean,
It's-
Tim
to me,
Mulkey
like,
is
I
my number
can't-
one.
I can't put anyone
Clark.
on the same level as Boeheim, though.
I don't really hate Barry Clark. He just sucked, but he's not a bad dude.
If they were garnet and gold. Yeah, I
Well,
feel
that-
like if we do like ACC stuff, that there's going to be a lot of chat activity because the people are already getting angry, and it's not even like it's not.
Well,
even
we're gonna do Duke, and then we're gonna do
We'll do ACC, but
we'll
we'll
do
keep that.
non-Duke.
Kane's
We'll
Cat
do
seat.
Duke.
Keep your list to yourself because when you come on the OG show, you'll be able to name some things because you're one of the guys that'll be on the OG show, Kane's Cat seat. So
But we will do, I guess, Saturday. We'll do a late night show and do a trash more of Duke
yeah,
players.
we'll do a Trashmore on Saturday.
Just Duke?
Yeah, we start. You can't come with 4 Duke players, really?
I have 5 already.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't need to also do
I think Filipowski's on all of ours now due to his.
that bit. He was on mine anyway when Norchak reached in and fouled me through a temper tantrum. I was like, "You bitch!" So much a punch him in the face, and that was
I don't
before he
know.
tried
I got
to
a
injure a
long
fan and
list.
hurt himself. Filipowski's definitely on mine. But yeah,
Grayson
there's
Allen's public enemy number 1.
oh
I
yeah,
fucking
Grayson Allen,
Grayson Allen for
hate
sure.
him.
Oh yeah,
He's such a
Can we-
bitch.
the question
Ted
is this.
Cruz looking motherfucker. Sorry.
This is PJ Hall's mob in play for the non.
Matt's gotten into it with PJ Hall's mom on Twitter.
She is
She's
all up
soft
in our
as shit.
mentions. Yeah, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, she responded to something I posted like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or no, 3 weeks after we played Clemson.
What was your response? Something about the pigeons?
Oh,
Gerard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They
They
posted
started
some-
responding to shit from like it was.
You don't like
it
Joe
was,
Girard.
It was
Joe Girard, yeah.
Yeah.
If you
No.
recall, this is ancient history, but when we beat Clemson, PJ Hall fouled out. Norchad waved by to him. So Matt tweeted about during the game. Then we obviously lost to Clemson like 2 weeks ago. And then like this weekend, they started replying to his tweet from like the first game. Did he wave the second time? That's why he was like,
And you're like, why were you waiting for the carrier pigeons to let you know the end
Yeah,
of the
it's
game?
just-
Like,
yeah, it's just like it's been weeks since the second game.
I
Like, what
will-
is happening here?
I
I
will
like how they
say,
didn't respond to either one too, right?
Yeah,
Because
they did.
they said, "Oh, PJ Hall's gonna wave bye to Norchad in the draft," and I was like, "Oh, apologies, I didn't know you could get drafted to play overseas." Never responded to that one.
Well,
Matt doesn't say a lot on Twitter, but when he does, he has some of the best comebacks or like the best sarcastic replies.
We should.
I
Just
don't
accuse-
reply. I just end the conversation.
We should.
He
We
mic
should
he
accuse.
mic drops it. Like I just
We
go
should-
back and forth. Mike or Matt is just like mic drops it, and it's like, yeah, you don't have a chance.
We should. We should ask PJ Hall's mom, if she pees sitting down. It wouldn't even make sense, but it would be funny.
What?
It doesn't work with women.
I know it doesn't. That was the point.
Vish,
That's why it
Vish,
doesn't
has
make sense.
taken, Vish has taken the insult that I use on a regular basis and now starts saying that guys sit when they pee when they're soft, which is what I usually do because it's usually more insulting coming from a female. But
It's
that's how I got
equal,
that's how I got a guy banned from Twitter because he was literally coming after me about something with football. And so I said that he must sit when he pees. Like I quote tweeted it, and then he went off and started like telling me I should die and that my friends are like all of these things, and started like just randomly tagging me on posts telling people that he wants to like kill me. And so I actually got somebody's account disabled, rightfully
Anyway.
so, because he was actually kind of like not kind of but really creepy and disturbing.
A lot of the people in your mentions are creepy and disturbing to me. But yeah, we're gonna need, before we do the non-Duke ACC people, I got to get a ruling on PJ Hall's mom.
Maybe
She
we can get her on
counts
the
or not.
show.
If she counts or not.
I'm not coming if she comes on.
Just kidding.
We'll get her on the show just so I can be like, bye, way better, and then ban her from the fucking stream. Give her the door chat.
Everybody wave bye to PJ Hall's
She
mom.
comes on, just go like this. Don't even say anything, and then just ban her.
Dude,
That would be
wait,
funny.
Vish, we need to run into her at the ACC tournament.
I
if
mean,
she's
we are
there.
going to be in. I mean, we got to make it past the first day to see her, but Clemson's not playing on Tuesday. But if we can get past the first day, she will be in the building with us. Assuming she's even willing to go to DC. There's a lot of
She might have gone
No.
for other reasons.
well, there's a lot of non-Caucasians there. I don't know if she's going to venture into DC. It is the Chocolate City. It's not her scene. It's crossed over past midnight. The filter's off.
You know, honest. Oh man, what if she saw this?
I mean, I live there, so I figure I'd go like the 10 minutes over to the arena and watch us lose.
We are getting very like politically incorrect now that it's 12:02.
Wait. That was not politically incorrect.
The Chocolate City.
No, that's what DC is called. What are you talking about? It's a nickname for it.
Wait, is it really?
Yes, because it's got
Oh,
a high,
I was
high
when you
population.
said it, I was like, what?
no, it's a nickname for it
Where did that nickname come from?
because there's a lot of black people who live.
There's no way you're messing with us.
No, it's 100% real.
Listen, I mean, you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna keep it to myself.
Oh my god, it is.
No,
What
what you
the
thought I
heck?
made that up?
Yeah.
So when I was talking about that, like in our private chat, you thought I was just being racist? or
Cat
something?
teams, Vish and Nat aren't planning to go to all the games. They're only going to the ones that Miami plays in.
Yeah, so just Tuesday.
Yeah, so
Basically.
Tuesday will be done.
Matt's gonna be hobbling around on his broken ankle. So
I'm not
all right.
going to non-UM games. I'll go watch
Nah.
us lose and be done with it. I have to it's during the week too. I'm already going to burn one vacation day. Idiots. Although if we can slip into the out of that 12-13 game, we start hitting night sessions. If we
That'd
get
be
to
money.
then so yeah, that'll be we'll see. When I get tickets for from they put me like in the upper deck in the shit seats, so we'll see. We'll see how that works. I know they have an allotment, but they generally aren't the best seats at a tournament like that because all of the teams get allotments for the whole tournament, and they put the section. I've done it before. They put it into usually the upper deck corner because we have less fans, and like North Carolina and Duke and all are in the better seats. So I generally just buy them off Scalper.
Doesn't Melissa have to go?
Yes.
I mean,
Usually
it was a self-imposed deadline. Plus, she can end the show whenever she wants, and she ends the show. So,
well, you technically end the show. I mean, I could say cue the you know what, and you could just keep talking.
see, you just blew past an opportunity. Have I ever done that? Though once you cue it, it's done. If you do it in the first minute, it'll be a test to be like, am I actually just going to end this?
I
show?
should test that next time. Just like
I'll tell you exactly what I'll do.
In the first 3 minutes.
I'll tell you exactly what I'll do. I'll hit the outro, but I won't actually kill the stream. It'll just play the outro. And
As soon as PJ Hall's mom gets on, cue the Sox outro.
That's Vish says that's never gonna die. That it's always gonna be the outro.
As
if
it
you
should.
download the podcast, it's embedded into the end sequence on the podcast. So
Is it? I've never
it's
listened to
on
the podcast.
It's on every episode. Oh, you missed the ads in the
I know. I listened to it. I fast forward through it to listen to the ads once and just to see how I sounded, but I never listened to like the whole thing. So
the ending. There's a canned. It's actually the first time you said cue the Sox outro is clipped, and it's on the end of every podcast episode.
Oh. Good thing I said it early. The Sox thing was before me and Matt even did a show together because it was for his wedding.
Yes.
I was telling him to wear nice socks. Very
What
important things.
Yeah.
Don't cry. Keep it chill. Wear good socks.
I mean, we're about to hear it. If you would just cue the Sox.
Yeah. All right. Everyone, thanks for listening to Buckets Late Night.
Sorry, real quick, couple of things. Tomorrow,
the women play tomorrow.
No. I'm going to advertise our other shows. 8:30 tomorrow. We have Canes on Deck. Baseball will be previewing the U.S. Try to make sense of our bullpen, which appears to suck ass. Saturday, we're doing Buckets. It looks like late night Buckets, so stay tuned for that. 6 rings on Monday. Buckets
and the baseball team plays the Gators this weekend. Hit up all Canes Friday night 5 to 7 for a little tailgate, free drinks and hot dogs, and buy some gear. Women play tomorrow.
And Sunday. Although we have a show Sunday. We'll talk about the Sunday one.
But women play tomorrow. Beat Pitt. And
the women, like you said, Pitt's the worst team in the ACC, and to lock up the 9 seed, it will be fine. To lock up, it's Katie Meyer doesn't deal with jinxes. And then if Virginia loses tomorrow, which they're playing at Duke, so it's a tough game, it'll clinch the 9 seed. So we'll know when the Canes are playing next week, hopefully by Saturday's show.
Good stuff. One of us will be live tweeting that. But yeah.
So yeah.
Good show, guys. Cheez-Its are not a chip, they're a cracker.
Absolutely not.
They are.
Don't cry. Keep it chill. Wear good socks.